my name is Michael Langan. I am not a librarian, but I am a member of the media. And as a trained member of the media, I am always against censorship. I don't believe that what I do believe is that if you don't like a book, don't read it. Don't tell other people what not to read. If you have a problem with the book, then bring that up as a discussion. But don't just start waving your arms in the air and yelling at people. I'm going to be reading from Little House on the Prairie, which my mother taught me to read when I was 4, and she taught me from Little House on the Prairie. I graduated from Spot and Puff and Jane and Sally to Laura and Pa and Ma. When I was 5, the TV show came on, and I watched that as a child. So to me, this is a very important book. It's a very important part of my childhood. It says in here that the book was challenged in 1993 as being offensive to Indians. And I can see that, I can understand that. But what you could do, instead of simply banning the book outright, is to say, this book is offensive to Indians, here's why. Here's the context. This book was written by a woman right after the Civil War. This is what was going on in that era. The states weren't even, the country wasn't complete yet. It was still territories. And I'm going to be reading a little bit of Two Stout Doors. And I chose this because it's talking about going and building the house. They built them right from scratch. Laura felt a soft warmth on her face and opened her eyes into morning sunshine. Mary was talking to Ma by the campfire. Laura ran outdoors, all bare inside her nightgown. There were no wolves to be seen, only their tracks were thick around the house and the stable. Pa came whistling up the creek road. He put his gun on its pegs and led Pet and Patty to the creek to drink as usual. He had followed the wolf tracks so far that he knew they were far away now, following a herd of deer. The Mustangs shied at the wolves' tracks and pricked their ears nervously, and Pet kept her colt close at her side. But they went willingly with Pa, who knew there was nothing to fear. Breakfast was ready. When Pa came back from the creek, they all sat by the fire and ate fried mush and prairie chicken hash. Pa said he would make a door that very day. He wanted more than a quilt between them and the wolves next time. So after breakfast, he hitched up Pat and Patty. After taking his axe, he went to get timber for the door. Laura helped Ma wash the dishes and make the beds, and Mary minded the baby. When Pa came back, Laura handed him his tools. With the saw, he sawed logs the right length for a door. He sawed shorter lengths for cross pieces. Then with the axe, he split the logs into slabs and smoothed them nicely. He laid the long slabs together on the ground and placed shorter slabs across them. Then with the auger, he bored holes through the cross pieces into the long slabs. Into every hole, he drove a wooden peg that fitted tightly. That made the door. It was a good oak door, solid and strong.